In this lesson, we'll do some practice questions to illustrate the use of sine ratio to solve problems related to right angle triangles in trigonometry. For this given triangle ABC, let's define sine ratio. For that, we will need to identify which one is the hypotenuse, which one is opposite, and which one is adjacent. First, we look at the angle 90 degree. The 90 degree angle is at C. So the side opposite to C, which is also the longest side in the triangle, is hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse, and because angle under consideration is 55 degree, therefore the side opposite to given angle is called opposite. So this is opposite, and the leftover side is of course adjacent. And now let's define sine ratio for 55 degree angle. So sine of 55 degree is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which means sine of 55 degree is equal to opposite is given the name x and hypotenuse has a value 9 centimeter. So let's substitute the values for opposite and hypotenuse. This will give us x equal to 9 times sine of 55 degree, and now the value of sine 55 degree from calculator is given to us, that's 0.819, and upon multiplication this becomes 7.37 centimeter. 7.37 centimeter. And for next triangle ABC, we are given here the angle 25 at vertex B, and at C there is the angle 90 degree. If that is an angle of 90 degree, then side opposite to this is called hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse, and because 25 degree is the angle given, so the side opposite to 25 degree will be called opposite, and the leftover side will be called adjacent. So therefore sine of 25 degree is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, opposite over hypotenuse. This means sine 25 degree will be equal to b over 13. This means b is 13 times sine 25 degree, and 13 times sine 25 is equal to 0.42, and this gives us the overall value for b is 5.49 centimeter. And now we have another question in which we are given two figures. One is a rectangle, another is a triangle, and what we need to do is determine the perimeter to the nearest centimeter for both of these figures. Let's do for rectangle first. For rectangle A, B, C, and D, we consider the triangle. We consider triangle BCD, and in this triangle the angle under consideration is 63 degree. So the side opposite to 63 degree would be considered as opposite. So opposite is the side CD, and the side opposite to 90 degree angle, where the 90 degree angle is at C, the side opposite to C, BD, is the hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse. We consider triangle BCD, and for this the sine of 63 degree is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And now opposite is side DC, therefore sine of 63 degree is equal to DC over 8 centimeter over 8, because that's the hypotenuse. So from here we can get the value for DC. So this will give us DC is equal to 8 times sine 63 degree, and the value for sine 63 degree by using calculator we can get is sine 63 degree is 0.89, and the overall answer will become 7.12. This is value for the side DC. This is length of the rectangle, and in order to find the width we consider the vertex B. If the angle DBC is 63 degree, then this angle would be equal to 27 degree. This will be 27 degree because the total angle at vertex B is 90 degree. And now we consider the triangle ABD. Now we consider triangle ABD. Let me call this opposite as X, and for X we have got the value for X is equal to 7.12, and if this AD is called Y, which is width of the rectangle, for 27 degree the opposite to the angle 27 degree is side AD, so this will be called opposite, and hypotenuse will be still same because angle at A is 90 degree, and the side opposite to this will be called hypotenuse. So sine of 27 degree will be equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which means sine 27 degree equal to opposite is Y over 8 centimeter over 8. This means Y is equal to 8 times sine 27 degree, and what is value for sine 27 degree is 0.45. This will be 8 times 0.45. Make sure your calculator is in the degree mode, and when 0.45 is multiplied with 8, this gives us 3.63. So this Y is width of the rectangle and X was length of the rectangle, and now we can find the perimeter. The perimeter of rectangle A, B, C, D is equal to 2x plus 2y, which means 2 times 7.12 plus 2 times width, that is 3.63, and this will give us 7.12 times 2 is 14.24, 14.24 plus 7.26, and upon addition we get 21.5 centimeter. So that is the perimeter, and if we needed to find out the area for this rectangle, we can easily find area of the rectangle as well. Area of rectangle, that if we needed, would be equal to length time width, and this would be equal to 7.12 times width would be equal to 3.63, and this will give us area of, and this will become square centimeter. And now for the last part of this question, the triangle. For this triangle we are given this triangle. Let's draw it here. So if this is the triangle here, and the angle under consideration is 34 degree, and this side obviously is opposite for this angle. Let's call this as x, and the angle here is 90 degree, so this will be hypotenuse, and this is given equal to 10. And if we name this triangle as A, B and C, we need to find out the perimeter, so we will need to find out all the three sides of this triangle. To find perimeter, we need AC, we need BC, and we need AB. AB is already given, but we need all the other sides of this triangle. It's easy to apply sine ratio and find the value for x. Sine of 34 degree is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine of 34 degrees equal to x over 10, and here this will give us x equal to 10 times sine of 34 degrees. This means x would be equal, sine of 34 degrees is equal to 0.55. So this is 10 times 0.55 means this is 5.5 centimeter. This is centimeter. But look, if we take a look at the angle A, angle A is the complementary angle of angle B, which means that angle at A must be 90 minus 34 degrees. And this will give us the angle of 56 degrees. So here the angle is 56 degrees at A. So if angle A is under consideration, then opposite, if angle A equal to 56 degree is the angle under consideration, is the angle under consideration then sine of 56 degrees will be equal to side BC, because BC will become now the opposite, over 10. So BC, which is named as y, will be equal to, let's call this y. Y is equal to 10 times sine of 56 degrees, and sine of 56 degree from the calculator, if we want to find, that would be 0.82, and upon multiplication this value will become 8.2 centimeter. And now we have all the three sides of this triangle, so the perimeter of triangle ABC would be equal to 10 centimeter plus 5.5 centimeter plus 8.2 centimeter, and this will give us 10 plus 13.7, and this is going to give us 23.7 centimeter. And again, if we wanted to find out the area of this triangle, area of triangle ABC, that could be found as 1 by 2 times base times height, HT. And if base is taken as x, which is 5.5 times the height would be 8.2, and this will give us squared centimeter area.